Greetings all, it's the Devious Monkey here. It's Friday, July 4th, about 5:45. So if you celebrate July 4th, happy July 4th. If you don't, hope you're having a good time on your day off. If you don't have the day off, sorry, life sucks sometimes. I am sitting here, obviously, in my studio. Obviously, I changed it again. I got a little tired of the checkerboard pattern behind me and found that the sound tiles, while they did help a little bit, you know me, once I get everything all done and it's good to go, that's when I change it. So I decided today that I was going to mix things up. Given that I've got the Pope chair and everything's nice and neat in here, maybe I'll go back with the oak paneling or something like that, but different from the grayish pattern, a more woodsy look to it. And then I thought to myself, well, no, because if I put that up, that means that I'm gonna have to do other sound deadening, because then that paneling is just gonna reflect and reverberate and all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't feel like doing that. So then I thought, okay, let me see if maybe I can put a rug, like a patterned rug or carpeting. A rug, not the right size, gonna be heavy as shit, really hard to hang. And because I have like from here over to the window is like 3.5 feet. And on this side, it's more than 3.5 feet. So it isn't really gonna work with one rug, which means I have to get 2 rugs, and then there's gonna be cutting and blah, I don't feel like doing that. So I thought, well, I'll get fabric. Problem is, Joann Fabrics went out of business, so there's nowhere to get fabric, at least not today. So then I went with another idea, and that was maybe I can go get like a fleece blanket. That should be sound absorbing enough, it won't be too heavy, and it should be relatively inexpensive. So I ended up buying this thing at Walmart, and I don't know, it was like 20 bucks. So I bought the biggest blanket that I could get in the color that I wanted, that I just got done putting it up. I spared you watching me fumble around with that, although I guess I should be doing something like that where you're supposed to show rather than tell, but whatever, I don't do that. I did not take down the sound tiles. I left those up there just to add to the sound absorption, I guess, and I'm just too lazy to take them down. I like the way that it looks. Now, there's no getting away from this window. There's just not enough room in here for me to do this without having the window in, unless I get really tight in around my melon, and nobody wants that. What you see is natural light coming in, which pretty much until it gets dark out, you're gonna get light coming from there. I have my 2 Joon lights, as you can see, and this one I have up a little bit higher and intensity-wise, and this one's just a little bit lower because there's so much natural light coming from there, but just enough to sort of fill it in evenly. If I'm filming at night, completely different story. Right now, every light is off except for the 2 Joon lights and Mother Nature's sunlight. This is just from the mind of a crazy monkey that just is never satisfied with what he's got. I'm always looking to change stuff up. If I didn't mention it, and I think I mentioned it when I was shooting my 900th video, but I cut it all out because I was like, I don't need to talk about all that shit. So I figured I'd just address it here. I returned the ZV-1 Mark II. While I really enjoyed the ZV-1, the original, that ZV-1 Mark II just did not work for me. Why? It overheated a lot. And since I was using it mounted in the truck all the time, even though I had that stuff moved forward a little bit, let me tell you something, that metal gets hot. When it sits in the sunlight and it just, in the truck in general, it gets hot, that metal is hot to the touch. The second I mount that ZV-1 on there, it heats up that plate, plus all that radiating heat coming up from the metal plate that it's sitting on and the dashboard and all that shit, too hot. I gotta say, during that week to 2 weeks of the heat wave, it overheated almost every time I used it. The screen would like immediately dim, the thermometer would come up, and that's setting it at high. So I returned it, I took it back. And of course, I got a different camera, which I probably should have just done in the first place, but I got the ZV-1 Mark II because it was so small and convenient, and I thought that I could just stick it in my man purse and carry it around and take pictures and shoot video with it. And I don't know that I ever took a single picture with it, and the video that I shot with it sucked because it kept overheating. So I was like, well, all right, there's no point in keeping this camera. I'm not gonna use it. I've already stopped bringing it around with me because it overheated so much. So this is what I got instead. I ended up getting the A7C R for resolution. This is an A7R5, but with a smaller body. Same sensor, works the same way, same 61 megapixels, all that stuff. It's just smaller. I got this small rig plate, this silver bottom plate, and that was it. I did not put a full cage on this because I wanted to keep it as compact as possible, but I still need to mount stuff and all that. So it's got that little silver plate, and because I got the silver edition, it makes it look a little more retro. In addition to like the screen protector, the standard stuff, I ended up getting this small rig eye cup, which literally you push it over, and it's not even an eye cup. We'll call it a viewfinder, but it barely is. You put it over the viewfinder, and then you take the front and stick it down there, and it basically just, it's tight, and it holds on there, and it's got a little cutout for the mic and a little cutout where it says A7CR. It's got a little lanyard, so you can hook it off to the side thing, so if it does pop off, you don't lose it. That's pretty much the camera that I'm gonna be using as not, I don't wanna say a backup, but I keep that A7R5 in the configuration for birding. So it's got the grip, it's in a cage that accommodates the grip, and then it usually has either the 200 to 600 or the 500 millimeter prime on it at all times. It's a pain in the ass to take all that apart, which I would never do. And I thought to myself, well, I have this A7S III, but this A7S III is strictly for filming. But this is sort of like the perfect little hybrid that has a 61 megapixel sensor for me to take pictures with, and in a pinch, I can take good video with this. Enough blathering on. I just was like itching to shoot a video, and I wanted to show you that I redid the studio again, and tell you that I got rid of the ZV-1 Mark II and got the A7CR. Let me know what you think of the background. Do you think I was stupid to get rid of the ZV-1 Mark II and get the A7CR? Am I just a completely dumb monkey in general? Let me know. I'd be interested to see what you think. And that's all you get for today. So, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them down below. As always, thanks for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe. And remember, kids, forward and up.